Hello, hola, and bonjour. I'd like to introduce you to my lovely wife, Leah, our baby girl, Eden Ray, and yours truly, Ray Fuentes, host of the show, where I'll be sharing our journey as a family, conversations with entrepreneurs, tips for healthy living, and tools, products, services to help you navigate through this digital age. Thanks for tuning in, and welcome to Salt Creek.
Hello, my beautiful people. Buenos dias or buenas noches, depending where you're located in this beautiful world of ours. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to Salt Creek, the greatest lifestyle and educational YouTube series that's ever been or ever was. My name is Ray Fuentes, host of the show. For episode number 1, the theme is blockchain technology, my favorite. And I'll be sharing a brief conversation I had with a serial entrepreneur and investor, Greg Kidd. But before we dive on in, I've got to say thank you to my sponsor, Link2, for making the introduction, and a big shout out to Link2's very own Team Apollo. I've got nothing but love for all you over there. Thank you all for your continued efforts and connecting the dots as always. For those of you who don't know who or what Link2 is, they're the #1 application for private investing. This is where I go to buy equity in fancy unicorn companies pre-IPO using my crypto. I'll be sure to share a link to their website in the description of this video so you can check them out when we're done here. And after you've gone ahead and subscribed to this channel, thank you very much. Alrighty, so back to Greg Kidd. He's an adventurous with a colorful resume. He's someone I personally admire and respect very much. Greg is an early investor and advisor of Twitter, Square, Ripple, Coinbase, Twilio, and many other disruptors and innovators. Greg is the active co-founder and CEO of Global ID, which is a technology company that is developing a universal mobile identity solution. Their state-of-the-art platform enables users, people like you and me, to create encrypted ID profiles for when logging into websites, making social connections online, accessing our digital wallets, and many other neat features. You're probably thinking, Ray, how does any of this apply to me? What do I need with a crypto wallet or a digital asset? Greg, who? Crypto's a scam. Well, for starters, the internet is quickly evolving. Our payments and settlements infrastructure is advancing daily. The very ways we engage with one another is changing at a rapid speed, and I'm sure you've all noticed that. Global ID has created a safe access point for us to control our personally identifiable records, which include educational, banking, medical, and many others. So in the near future, instead of cluttering up your wallet or purse with medical records, government-issued IDs, credit cards, or debit cards, Global ID will be your one-stop shop for accessing and controlling your very own digital identification records and digital assets. Global ID will connect all databases on one public blockchain ledger via seamless protocols. And for those of you who don't know what protocols are, they're just another fancy term for computer code designed to tell computer systems to behave in certain ways or complete specific tasks when initiated. Like for example, when you press the send button when you're sending an email. When you press the send button, you trigger the protocol on the back end, which instructs the system to send the data or the email seamlessly and efficiently to the intended receiver. No questions asked, it just happens. Last fun fact about Global ID, since I was one of the early adopters of their platform, I gained special access to the XRP MasterCard debit card, XRP logo, MasterCard logo, physical proof of a historical partnership. To confirm, I receive 5% back in the form of XRP per every transaction when I use this card. Let me repeat that. I spend dollars and I receive crypto back. I spend dollars and I receive crypto back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're currently at in this emerging asset class. I mean, there's no stopping it. But not only can you spend dollars with the XRP MasterCard, you can spend your crypto. USDC, XRP, BTC, ADA. I literally use this fancy black card everywhere and anywhere that accepts MasterCard. And I believe that's 50 million merchants worldwide. Now, please keep in mind that these crypto transactions are taxable events. Cryptos are considered securities, so before you spend or trade your crypto, I recommend you speak with your accountant. This is not financial advice, I'm just saying. I'll be sure to drop a link to the XRP MasterCard in the description of the video. Check it out. Drop a comment if you're already a happy user just like me. I'm curious to know your thoughts. But anyways, back to Greg. He worked at the board of the Federal Reserve, where he was responsible for reducing their check clearing systems from 42 centers down to 1. So he's an analytical fellow who understands how money moves, how regulations apply, how governments operate, and he's got deep experience with efficiently managing a business throughout its entire life cycle. Last thing about Greg before we roll that wonderful conversation we had, I want to point out that he was also one of the early employees at Ripple from 2013 to 2015, I believe. Instead of being compensated with US dollars, Greg followed his intuition and took an option to receive 1% of the 100 billion XRP ever minted or created. So that makes him, or made him, should I say, the owner of 1 billion XRP for all of you mathematically challenged people like me. So Greg's no small fish, ladies and gentlemen. He's a legend in many ways who doesn't really need to ever work again, yet he still shows up and he still makes himself available to talk with an average Joe just like me. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let's roll that beautiful conversation with Greg Kidd.
Greg, got a question. You were quoted in the Intelligent Investors Silicon Valley book saying, "It's better to be lucky than to be smart, but even to be lucky, you have to be in the right place at the right time with the right people." Coming from the luckiest person in the Zoom call and on Team Apollo, thank you very much for these opportunities. Since DAI and digital perspectives and Lily touched on the technicals, I'm going to come to you with a personal question, two of them. From one father to the next, how do you find balance in your work and family life at home? And number two, what are 3 qualities your father distilled into you that you practice every day?
Is that a question to me?
Yep.
I have not found balance, as my teenage children constantly tell me, and they beat me at all the games but I have not found balance. So when somebody has that answer, please don't tell it to me, tell it to them, because they'll get more satisfaction out of telling me than me discovering it and trying to explain that I have found it to them. So I'm not a good role model. I feel like Charles Barkley. I'm bad at all those things. And then because I'm ADD, I already forgot the second question. Oh wait, no, I remember. It's what my
3 qualities your father distilled in you that you practice every day.
So my father thought I was completely financially incompetent. He thought I would never understand how to properly write or sign or handle checks. He despaired, as did my mother. My mother was happy when I went to work for Booz Allen because she thought people would always drink liquor. And my dad would have rolled in his grave if he knew I ended up working at the Federal Reserve, working on the check clearing system and reducing that from 42 centers down to 1. But my dad and my mom, they were curious. They used investing as a way of getting educated about the world. And even though they came from small towns in the South, they had no problem investing in a mining operation in the remote area of Indonesia. And they viewed it as a way to see the world. And when you do it like that, everything is going to be a lesson. And usually the things that you succeed at don't teach you as much as the things you fail at. And so that's really it, is view investing as a form of learning. And when you lose, you just said, well, I just got schooled. So that came from my dad.
Yeah, thank you for that. That actually reminds me, a couple weeks or months ago, I sent you a direct message on Global ID. Mm-hmm. I asked if you would vouch for me, and you said no, but you also followed up with constructive criticism and direction, which I'm appreciative for. So I don't look at it as a failure. I thought it was a great learning experience, and I appreciate it, sir. But so maybe you'll vouch for me in the future, though.
Well, that's my analyst saying, Greg, you got to have more boundaries.
Gotcha.
These are all failures in my life.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your time, guys.
Sure.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There was my conversation with Greg Kidd, the Greg Kidd. Short and sweet, but still very impactful. I'm sure you noticed that Greg's mind works at a very high octane. He's a very sharp and brilliant man who's obviously experienced a whole lot during his stint on this beautiful earth. Greg is a reminder that you don't have to have talent to succeed. Like he said, he couldn't even balance a checkbook. But with pursuit of a further education, life experience, a little luck, and a whole bunch of grit, look where he ended up. And if you still don't believe it's possible, then look at me. I'm living proof as well. A little bit of grit and a little bit of luck, look where you end up. So if you're currently finding yourself stuck on a problem, don't give up. Just take a step back, reassess the situation, and approach it again with an optimistic mindset. Step up to the plate and give it all you got. I'm certain you'll either be surprised with your results or at least learn something new about yourself or whatever the subject matter it may be. And lastly, Greg, if you're watching, I just want to say thank you, sir. I look up to you and respect you a whole lot, just like the rest of us at Team Apollo and your friends and family do at home. I appreciate your hard work in the community and look forward to the day you do vouch for me on the very app which you created. I consider you to be the Michael Jordan of your time, not the Charles Barkley, and I truly believe deep down that you will have left a greater impact than both of those two gentlemen combined when all said and done. The world just doesn't know it yet. I look forward to the next time we connect, sir. Thank you very much. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I've got to get back to selling business insurance at Newfront. If any of you need workers' compensation or liability insurance for your businesses, I'm your guy. Or if any of you already have coverage and are looking for a better experience, shoot me an email. To confirm, ladies and gentlemen, Newfront is the #1 brokerage disrupting the insurance industry. I'll be sure to drop a link to our website and some fun facts about Newfront in the description of this video. Alrighty, folks. Thank you for tuning in from the bottom of my heart. Greatly appreciate it. See you all back here for episode number 2, where I'll be sharing a special moment with you all. The moment where I drop down to one knee and ask my gorgeous wife, Leah, to spend the rest of her life with me. We off-roaded to Ulstrom Point, a lookout point over Lake Powell from the Utah side. I think you all will thoroughly enjoy the video, maybe even inspire a lucky gentleman who's sitting in the same seat I was last year. But until then, I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Love you mucho.